Hello, welcome back to another race commentary video. This time we are at Road America. We're still in IMSA and we're still driving the Mercedes-AMG GT3 car. So this race is actually in the second split, and as you can see, I somehow managed to qualify on pole. It wasn't even an amazing lap time. I guess the track conditions maybe just allow me to get pole. I am usually in the top split, but I guess the strength of field at this time slot must have been quite strong. The people who have never set a pace lap before or sat on pole during a pace lap, you typically want to you need to separate the classes. So as I'm on front, I've set the pace and I've left about a 10-12 gap to the next GTE car. We are about to go green, I think, coming out of this. I think coming into the second, third to last corner. We're going to go green. I think we just went green. Yep, we're green. Okay, so the race has started. Like I said, I'm on pole. So in these race commentary videos, I'm just going to go through the race, watch it back, pick out any bits, analyze some stuff, talk about things that happened, and maybe give tips or analyze things that I did wrong. And I definitely did some stuff wrong in this race, so we're going to see some more of that coming up. Into turn one, guy had a pretty good slipstream. The slipstream is pretty weak here. You need to be, I have no idea why it's flashing. So into turn one, I just fend it off. I'll go back and explain what happened here. So we'll go to chase cam on his car. Coming into turn, so the braking point for this. So he's not alongside, because as you guys know, if you get alongside, you get the car on the right or car on the left notification. And if you get that, you're gonna leave room 100% for the car. So my main goal here, having him coming up behind me, was to brake later than him, just to purely avoid that car on the left, car on the right. Because as soon as you get car on the left, car on the right, you either leave room or you expect to have room left for you. So if this guy outbrakes me, and he just gets that car on the left, car on the right, he knows he's probably going to win this corner. So the objective for me here was to brake later, which I did. Again, I broke late. Typically for this corner, you brake sort of halfway between 4 and 3, which is I think where he broke. I broke pretty late, especially with a fuel tank of fuel, lap 1. I broke pretty late, so all I did was just make sure to not give him the room. I think the car probably got a little bit of oversteer, and I managed to hold that position. So we're all good into turn 1. One of the most important corners on the track is turn 2 and the last corner, because they have such long straights after them, so it's really crucial to get a good run. And I found the racing to be quite weird at Road America. A lot of the races, the cars are really tight for the entire race. We did Imola last week, and you get quite big gaps. Like, look here. I mean, I know it's lap 1, but I've done some races where even on lap 10, 15, you know, there will still be groups of cars quite tight together. And I've done quite a few races where I've been really close to cars for the entirety of the race. So the guys behind, I'll just say right now, Dennis is probably the fastest driver on the day. It's a weird track. The times will be super tight, and there's a really weak draft. I don't know why the draft is so weak here, but you need to be sort of half a second out of a corner. Some tracks, you know, you can be 1 second behind, and you're pulling that draft through. But it seems around America you need to be really close and get a good exit to get anywhere near to overtaking someone.
That was a late move, so don't be surprised when you get the same treatment back.
Oof, Pierre throwing it out there. I guess someone cut him up. Actually, I might go look at that, actually. So he's the guy complaining. What's the issue here? I don't really see much problem with that, personally. I mean, there's no room there. Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, I feel like he's already kind of saying, I'm holding inside and this guy's kind of going for the inside. There's not even before he starts. There's not enough room here anyway, man. Like, I think he had the inside covered. Didn't expect someone to actually go, oh, I'm going to try and squeeze in that gap. So I think that's fine. I don't see the problem with that. The cutback. Oof. I think they touch a little bit. Let's go on the inside. Very nice. Right, so we're into lap 3. I'm on board with Dennis, and it's still really tight.
Sorry.
This is one of the things with Road America that, like I said, the races are really tight. The gaps are so fine, but you can defend, and I'll see a lot of examples of that in a bit. That you can defend quite hard. Oh, and it looks like I messed up I went deep on this apex. I completely missed the apex. I don't know what I did. I broke at the. So a lot of corners at Road America have really strange braking zones. Like the braking zone for this corner is like 2/3 down before the 2 board. It's tricky. So it's there. And I broke at the correct point. I think I just didn't apply the correct amount of brake force. Here we go. So they got there a little bit closer now, which is pretty scary. A very patient corner. You have to be really patient on this corner. And this is another tricky corner because you kind of lift off halfway between, or a little bit closer to the one. You just lift off, turn in, and power as soon as you feel brave enough to get on the power. He's gone a bit wide. I think this might give an opportunity to Dennis here to get alongside. Oh, he's not much room, but he's clean. I feel like, yeah, I feel like Dennis could have probably pushed that a little harder, but it's all good. That's what we're on now. We're coming on to lap 4.
What the fuck, man?
Oh, okay. So they're coming into turn 1. Let's get this guy's view. So what's happening here? Huh. Nice pirouette. That's kind of weird. Let me just check something out. I'm trying to figure out kind of whose fault this is. But looking at this, this is weird. So he's offline. So I don't know if he maybe. This could be just a difference in racing line, because people's racing lines are slightly different sometimes. But I feel like the white car is making that corner pretty easily. He's potentially slowing down. It's hard to say. But obviously, I feel like it's the duty of the car behind to make sure that he doesn't just pile drive into the back of it. He probably could just brake a little bit. But they both go round. Oh, shit. Okay, let's have a look at this. Let's go chase cam. So that's the different one, this one. Oh, he's rolling backwards. This has happened a few times to me this week at Road America, where I've been behind a crash and people are not holding their brakes, or if you're crashing, you need to be stopped. I think I had a crash at Imola last week where a guy crashed. He was rolling. As I was heading towards him, he's rolling to the left, off the track. So I see him rolling to the left, so I go right, and I don't know why, but then he just turned right. He wasn't holding his brake or anything. He literally turned into me, almost as if maybe to him he thought I was going left. Both started moving to the right at the same time. So that was another instance of, if he had just held his brake, everyone could have avoided him. So we got an incident up here. Again, this guy easily would have cleared him. If he had just held his brake and stopped, he would definitely have avoided that. But instead we've got another car out of the race. And did the guy behind clear this wreck? Oh, damn, that is some pretty good avoidance right there. Let's have a closer look at this. Oh, that's pretty close. Stupid anime car. Damn. Look at it, it's just spinning top. Boom. Oof. Again, hold your brakes. If you're having a crash, hold your brakes. Seems like Dennis has got a pretty good run on the second back straight. Again, he could have fought that harder. He definitely could have got alongside here. Yeah, easily. Oh, it looks like we got another incident. It looks like that same guy actually. Antonio. What a hell of a race. Send it down either side. Doesn't even really make the corner at all. He's like going over here. I'm not sure what he's doing. It's the second crash I've seen of him.
Yeah,
And what is this? He's calling him an idiot. Hello? I don't know if you're watching, bro, but he ain't an idiot. You literally didn't even make the corner. The corner, you're going that way, mate. Turn left. Where are you going? Yeah. There you go. It's not, like I said, it's not an easy track to overtake. He's got a way better exit out here. Way better exit. This has to be an overtake. Got the slipstream, pulls to the side. Car on the left.
Okay, hello, do whatever you want.
Always holding. There we go. Simple overtake. David's pretty close behind Florian. I've pulled a gap, so I've got a gap, so while these guys are racing, I have managed to pull a little gap. This is probably 1.5 seconds, something like that. Alright, let's keep going. What we got? Oh, big crash. Oh, damn. Oh, the crash that never ends. Oh, let's get a look at this. That must have been scary from the cockpit view. What happens? On the grass. Oh. Oh damn, that blue car must have been absolutely bricking it. Look at this guy having a full crash in front of him. Oh, he gets out the throttle. He gets out the throttle, that's wise. Sometimes it's so hard when you're racing hard with people to actually get out the throttle. Looks like Pablo's got a run onto Mike coming into the hairpin. Brakes late, brakes. Oh, where's he going? Oh, your car's toast. What happened here? Oh, he was squeezing him pretty hard. And it looks like, is that netcode? Because it doesn't even look like they're touching, but it looks like he would have made the corner. But that bump, oh, the bump just, oh, okay. It looks like there was a little bump and it put him on the grass, and then, yeah, you ain't slowing that down. That is a train. I'm pushing so hard to make a gap, and Dennis is quicker. Look at this, I'm so offline. I've lost, and then, because I'm pushing so hard, I've lost even more time. I'm not a big fan of Road America. I don't know, it's, I'm not that great at it. Pace is decent. Let me just look at the lap times. See, I'm doing 206s. I dip into a 205 on lap 8. Yeah, I'm doing 206s. Dennis, I feel like he can do 205s quite happily. We'll see if he gets a little bit closer here, but he's almost at the point where he's actually got a slipstream. So we can say that Dennis is probably a good half a second quicker than me over a lap, and we can see if that equates to actually getting an overtake done. It looks like I messed up my line a little bit through there. Probably potentially not close enough. Looks like I'm going defensive. Again, it's one of those things where at the start you don't know another racer. Is he going to go for the dive bomb? You never know. Defend it just in case. Still racing, still applying pressure. The car felt a bit oversteery when lifting off the brakes during this race. It might have been the track temp, I don't know what the temp was, 41. It's pretty warm. But it seems to me that the temperature affects the GT3 car quite a lot on this track. Because at Imola, I didn't remember really feeling much difference between temperature that much, but on this track it seems to make quite a lot of difference. On a lower temperature you get a lot more oversteer when that happens. It looks like he's going to have a little look on the outside. Again, he's almost got the cutback, but I've managed to get on the power. So one thing you need to do if you're defending a cutback is you need to make sure that you you need to get on the power as early as you can, because the reason the cutback works is that they take a late apex, they cut back, and they get on the power way before you do. So the only way you can defend a cutback is to use all of this stuff on the left and get on the power as soon as I possibly can. I know he's not going to do anything crazy from here, but if he stays this close, he's going to have a run on me into turn 1. So we'll see what happens. So we'll keep rolling. It looks like he might actually be reeling me in here. Yeah, right. So I've gone defensive. Brake at half, 2.5. Is he gonna try the cutback? He's not on the power soon enough to make a cutback work. Looking at Marcos in the GTEs, got on the grass, spun into the wall. The crowd go wild. Looks like no one got hurt. So that's good. Oh, okay. What happened there? What did I do there? What's going on here? Oof. Okay, so as you saw there, I just dipped the wheel in the grass and I hit the curb a little bit. It gave me a little bit of oversteer. Somehow made the corner, but this is pressure. I'm so desperate to find time that I'm just pushing the car right out to the edge of the track. I was much more confident than Imola last week with my pace. Road America is not my track. He's going to have a very good run on me here. It's very close. Let's see what he does. Okay, not close enough. He went a bit too deep, missed the cutback. A little bit of oversteer. It's all controlled. See if he gets a bit closer coming out of this corner. I actually didn't mess it up that time, which is good, which is pretty rare because I was screwing that corner up a lot. Managed to hold here. No need to panic through here. I've got the apex. This is lap 10, and I think I've been under this level of pressure for, I don't know, what, 5 laps now. Since the start of the race, I guess they've never been more than. They've always been about 1 second, and now he's half a second behind me. I've got a feeling. Yeah, look how close he is here. This is one of those situations where it's almost like, okay, is this defendable? Just make sure you hold the inside, brake. So this is a perfect situation for a cutback. Perfect. It's perfect because of how. Look at me. So here's an issue. Here's something I did wrong. I've moved towards the apex way too soon. It's probably better from this view. Is there a blimp view? Maybe this would be better to explain. Maybe chopper. Yeah, here we go. See, I should be here. We should be going down the road parallel. But I'm cheating on the apex, and I don't know why I did that. Because I've basically made the corner tighter than it needs to be. So what's happened is he's on the power here. He's probably getting on the power here, and I'm getting on the power there. But I've tried my hardest to keep a line as tight as I can, because when he's getting on the power, my car's still in the way. So it's a positioning thing. My car is still there. He can't perform the cutback because the cutback works because the defending car brakes late, takes a really wide line, and the overtaking car performing the cutback brakes earlier and gets on the power earlier with a much more shallow exit. But if there's something in the way, you can't put your foot down. Here we go, he's very close again, on the straight, coming into turn 1. I'm defending. He's come out of the slipstream, not really gained much time. Brake at 3, there's not really anything he's going to do here. Again, he's just putting on that pressure. I've made a bit of I've ballsed that up a little bit. So for sure he's going to have a pretty good run on me here. Yeah, here we go. Again, I don't give him a choice. You can see your relative, and you can see it's 0.2, 0.1. Okay, you know, like, something's going to happen. Just position your car early enough. Honestly, you better just position your car in the defensive line earlier. So clean defending. See how he missed the apex. So I could see here that he wanted to do a cutback because he's gone wide, and he wants to turn in and get on the power early, but I think he just missed the apex. And I'm through, fine. So this is another lap of fully defending a car that's quicker than you and half a second behind. I'm doing 206s. I feel like he could do. I feel like he's almost a second quicker than me. Whoa! Florian, absolute insane driving. Are they both going for the pit lane or what's going on here? What is this all about? So, what is this? So this guy is a GTE. He's a GT3. It's like I don't know. Both of these guys absolutely crazy. Like I don't even know what to say about this. This is just like really dumb. This is... He's gapped a little bit here. I have a feeling that he gapped here because we were about to pit. I think the pit window was open on this lap. Oh, what's going on here? Let's just check what. Alright, we have shouting in Spanish. Let's go find Mark Ventura. Ooh. Okay, let's have a little look here, see what's happening. So the Porsche's got to run.
Tío Marco, es que no me lo puedo creer, tío. Pero te quieres puto apartar.
So I can see why he's complaining, because he's got a slipstream, and as he goes, so this is a shrinking gap again. As he goes for the inside, then this is reactive. You can't really do this. You can't have reactive defending like that. You need to move to where you're defending a little bit earlier. But again, I can see why he's doing this, because he's positioning his car in the middle of the track as to say, I'm defending the inside. But he doesn't want to commit to going fully to the inside, because then he will probably just snap across here and you've given him too much room. So you want to give the bare minimum. Honestly, it's harsh. It's a late move. But, if anyone knows Spanish, I'd like to know what they're shouting about. Alright, so we're on lap 12. I've got a little bit of a gap here. It looks like here I went. What happened here? Oh, that is horrible to do. I remember this happening. See, I just go sort of like 3/4 throttle just to make sure. When I'm racing normally in cockpit view, I don't show the hands. They're a bit distracting. Just GTE gets on the grass and buries it in the wall. 2 wheels. Turn right, bro. There you go. Good lad. Good lad. He wasn't pressuring too hard these last 2 laps. Again, I've gone really wide here. Overdriving the car the whole time, which actually makes you slower. But it's one of those things where you're just trying to push. So we'll see how we do in the pit lane. Slam on the anchors. Just about to get down to speed. Alright, so we're going into pit boxes. Oh, okay, so this is me actually talking. What do I say?
Damn it, Dennis. You're faster.
Alright, so I remember saying that. I think I said, damn it, Dennis, you're faster. Because I fully knew that Dennis was faster than me. I was just holding, it was just a matter of time before I made a mistake that I couldn't. So we're coming out we're on to lap 13 now. Oh, some more shouting in Spanish. Let's have a look at Marco and...
Mira, Pereira, tío. Eres lo más puto guarro que he visto en mi puta vida, colega. De verdad,
Oh, he drives into the back of him. Why is he shouting? What's he shouting about? You drove into the back of him, dude. Unless something happened back here. Oh, hold up. Okay, yeah, okay. That's not... What is going on here? There's 3... This is like... This is messy. We have a better view of this. So we have... He's going on the inside of him, and he's defending him, and he thinks he's going down the inside. So They're all taking an inside line. Then they realise, okay.
Mira, Pereira, tío, eres lo más puto guarro que he visto
I
en mi
think he's
puta
an
vida,
idiot
colega,
there.
de verdad,
Oh, we just
Creo
tried.
que... Y ahora me tienes que los morros, pero tú, chaval, eres un normal. Eres retrasado.
He just drives to the back of his.
Mira, que te voy a recortar, campeón, ¿eh?
Oh. Okay, oh, cut back, cut back. Are we going to see a cut back work? No, too far. Oh, he's gone for the dive. Oh, don't think it's going to work. Oh, very close. Okay, no, that's not cool. Well done to this guy for holding his nerve on that. After a dive bomb and then to defend into that right hander, that's tricky. These guys are battling hard. I'm sure we'll see more of that coming through the race. So we're on lap 14 still, and I'm at that point in the race where I know he's quicker, and I'm just gonna go as hard as I can,
Take the inside.
so I can just try and pull a gap. And I think my laps are pretty decent here. What, lap 14? Okay, I said decent. Not that great. And what's Marcos Dennis putting out? Lap 14, where are we? 205, so he's doing 205s, I'm doing 206s, 205. Yeah, he's a good half second quicker. And I'm sure I'm making mistakes up here. Like, I've broke weird, I'm over here, then I'm trying to bring it in, I'm getting oversteered, and I'm on the power, and oh, it's just horrible. I hate that corner. Oh, Porsche going very wide on the kink right. Holds it together. Not bad. Like I said, this is not a good race for me. I started pole, and I do not finish pole. We'll just say that. Two guys exiting the pit side by side. This can only end well. Yeah. Oh my god. That was comedy. Oh dear. I'm pushing all the corners. I've gone wide. It's a little bit of oversteer in the mid corner. But as you can see, he is catching me up again. So this was a hard race for me. Defending for sort of 14 laps, 13 laps. And then just the whole race just pushing. And the car just didn't feel good. I don't know if it was the conditions. It says it's 39. Which isn't that crazy, but definitely not used to being out in front like this. I'm usually racing against cars, catching, overtaking people, so quite different for me to be out in front, leading, and trying to pull a gap and trying not to make mistakes like that. Especially when there's a guy who's actually faster. Here we go. So now we're back to pre-pit. So I gained a good 2 seconds on him during the pit phase. Okay, here we go. So I've positioned on the inside early. He's alongside. Braking. Oh, I could definitely see that he wanted to hang it around the outside. We broke at pretty much the same point. It's quite interesting to see the brake lights come on at the same time, actually. Boom, boom. I broke a little bit earlier, just because I had a tighter corner to make. Doing this, I just knew I had to hold the inside. I thought that he would try and push it all the way around the outside, because you have to remember your cornering speed will be faster on a wider line than on my tight line when you go side by side with this. So overtaking around the outside can work, but I think he overcooked it a little bit, because I definitely think that if he had held it, we would have been side by side into turn 2. And I probably, if I was still on the inside, I would have probably come out on top of this, because it's a tighter corner. It's harder to hold the outside on a tight corner like this. But little mistake. More side-by-side racing. We'll see. Yeah, for sure, he reels me back in. It's just a matter of time. He probably lost he maybe lost like a half second in that mistake. Oh, another GTE. That is twice in the space of 2 laps. A GTE is run wide to the grass and just buried it in the wall. So what happened here? Let's have a little look. On board with Powell. It's absolute sideways boy. So, oh. So he absolutely. Where's this? Here we go. It's this guy, Marco. So this guy's having an absolute initial D moment up ahead. Marco behind. Oh, Jesus Christ! How lucky is he to avoid that? How close was that? Oh man. Did he lift? Can he see it happening? Ooh, he was lucky. That was so close. So we're on lap 19. I don't think I mentioned it, but there is another guy back here. David he's catching. I think his laps are pretty strong as well. Yeah, 206, 205 is also very fast. He's catching because we are up here dicking about, and it looks like Dennis is very close to me again. Not close enough to make a run, but you know that he's going to be alongside surely. Oh! So it looks like I went a bit wide into this corner. He maybe would have had to go out of the power a little bit. Keep following this on board again. You can see how hard I'm overdriving this car. I'm off on the inside on the grass. I'm on the grass here. I'm pushing. I'm just absolutely all over the place. It's one of those things that's hard to do when you're pushing really hard, trying to make a gap. You gotta really try to relax and not overdrive so hard. Coming down into the hairpin. You're going late on the brakes. A bit too late, it looks like. He might have. This guy is actually reeling this in as well. Oh, he's very close. Oh no, I don't want to look at that shit thing. He's just sticking his nose out in the wind. Have a little look. Oh, another victim of the kink. Oh, and he disappears into the. He literally vaporized. Not close enough to do anything. Doesn't look like. Oof, I have a weird. What happened here? Oh, it looks like it's a little wobble. You see, I got a little bit of oversteer. He's putting his car in a place that. Oh, so there you go. Yep. So that is the overtake. So I defended for 20 laps. Actually, notice looking back now, it looks like what was my line all about? For some reason, I was in the middle of the track. I don't know if I maybe thought he was closer, so I was defending. So this is actually what caused this to happen. So I was defending when I probably didn't need to be. I say I wouldn't need to be, but it would be very easy for me to, if I was braking on the braking line and they're this close, you could just brake later and just send it down on the inside. So I am defending that. I do clip the curb a little bit. Yeah, I think I clip the curb, get a little bit of oversteer. He gets on the power early, so he gets a good cutback. And he just brakes that tiny bit later enough that all I get is that car on the left, and I have to leave a car's width, which I do. There's literally the space of a GT3 AMG, the exact dimensions of that car in that gap. So there we go. So Dennis is through. So all I'm thinking now is I got to stay with this guy and get him back. And it does not help that I get oversteered. Coming out the corner. Now David's having a look. I definitely don't think there's any chance of me catching.
But anyone look at me in my car?
Definitely don't think there's any chance of me catching Dennis again. Purely pace. Both of these guys were quicker than me during the race. I just spent 20 odd laps defending.
Hey, Paul, did you see my car?
Ooh, okay, so let's have a look at this. Antonio Navarro, there's something going here before we finish off the race. Dude, this car's absolutely bent to shit. Oh, wait, is that another incident? Oh, whoa. Wow. Okay, so this is the guy who crashed. Did the same thing happened on lap 2 or 3 or whatever it was. So I'm starting to feel like this guy actually has. He has a weird line. He has a really late apex. Wow, that was quite weird because he almost wasn't a very sudden turn in. That's weird because that's twice now he's been involved in the exact same crash. So I feel like his line is catching people out. Oh, he just keeps going.
How is possible, man? How is...
How? Where's he braking? He's braking early as well. Whoa. This guy has a weird line. He's braking at like... You should be braking like... Well, let's see where the Ferrari head... Yeah, see? He's braking at the forecone. He should be braking here. So I think he's slowing down way too much for this corner. Yeah, clearly. Antonio just a little bit too slow through that corner, and it's caught two people out.
How is possible, man? How is possible?
Yeah, that's twice in the same corner. So, alright, so going into turn one, I have a little think about defending. No, I see that he's not actually close enough, so I take the racing line again. There's a lot of times when you follow a car really close, you can't even see where the braking point is. And there you go. So that's another mistake by me. I think I was really getting quite desperate to not lose this gap, so I brake quite late. And I think, just noticing it now, braking on the curb, it seems like the car's a little bit losing its balance, and yep, can't fight that. I've lost. I'm in third, so goal now is to stay on the gearbox, and I think this is when I noticed that my fuel is extremely low. So I was a little bit disappointed with myself here because this was the white flag lap now starting, and I had enough fuel for 0.2 laps, something stupid like that. So I had to make a pit stop. Little bit gutted, so I come back out in, I think, 5th, and that's how I bring it home to the end of the race. So a few things to note: I messed up my fuel. I don't know if I messed up my fuel or I'm just not used to being out in front. So that fuel that I ran is the same level of fuel that I always run. So I think that my fuel would have worked if I was maybe in 2nd or 3rd or whatever, because I think that you slipstream, you save a lot of fuel. But I think me being out in front, I think I put in 36 litres. So you start with 54, you put in 36, and I think that's what I normally run, and I normally have a lap in hand, or a lap and a half in hand after when we finish the race. So I definitely think that being out in front uses more fuel, so that is something for future reference to consider, that if you are in front and pole and you're going to be leading laps, you're going to need an extra litre or 2 of fuel. I could have won this race. I was a bit gutted that I didn't. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you like the video, please leave a comment, hit the like button. I would like to get some more feedback if this is a series that you like. I would like to know, and anything I can change or improve. Maybe I could give some more tips or talk a bit about some other stuff. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.